able to create the cluster, right? And
Yes.
so, as I told you, cluster is like
Compute power.
kind of a virtual system for you, right? Which has a lot of compute power because it uses resources from a lot of different machines. Okay, so now
Yes.
what we will do is the next step will be we will connect our Azure SQL database to Databricks, right? So to do that, we will create a notebook in Python, right? And through that notebook, we will be creating the we will be connecting the data, like the database, exploring what data it has made, make some transformations to show you what Databricks is capable of, and at the end, we will connect it to a Power BI dashboard, right? Which would be like the end product, right? Which will be used for the users to see what all changes or what all modifications we have done or what all enhancements we have done to the data. Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you have any
That's
questions
really
from
good.
the last session before we begin?
No, but I need to understand. Notebooks. I have like when I was learning, I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago. I started to learn like Python, and I just learned some like basic stuff.
Yeah.
Then we was using Kaggle, and it was some notebooks, right? So like notebook for me is just like a magic thing that you wrote some code and you press run, and then it's just like magic happens. Like what is a notebook actually? Is it where is the compute power in the notebook? Like.
Okay. So see, every language, right? Be it C sharp or VB or any other language that you would ever heard about, right? It needs its own development environment. Okay. Even
Yes.
SQL, right? So for when
Yeah.
when we were in the Azure SQL database, we would open the SQL editor. So that's its
Yes.
development environment. Okay. So Python has a standard development environment, which is like you write the whole code, like 50 lines of code, right? And then you execute it. Okay.
Yeah.
But the magic with Python is notebooks. Okay. And this is something that is not available in any other language. So that makes Python like 100 times more powerful than anything else right now, currently.
Okay.
And the power of the notebook is that uh, with a notebook, what you can do is you can create a story of a. Okay, do they have a notebook here? Not. Yeah. Okay. So this. So see.
Yeah.
Right. You see this. This is kind of a notebook, right? You will write what you are doing in your analysis. Then you will write a line of code that will get executed at that point, right? And then basically this becomes your complete document, right, in which you can code as well. So it's like it fulfills both the purposes, and then it's very easy to debug, right? When you debug it line by line, you can understand where your code is breaking up, right? So this kind of functionality is very good in Python, right? And we will be using this now. So what I will do is I have a line of code that I will share with you. You can actually work in a Python notebook. So maybe if you can start sharing your screen.
Yes. Just copy the code.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what a notebook gives us, right? Now, to be able to do what we are trying to do, do you have your database credentials, like the server name, database name, and all?
We have to find it in the portal.
Okay, we will have to find it in the portal. In that case, you will have to change the password, maybe, because I think you noted it down somewhere, right? The ID and password.
Maybe. But did we make? Yeah, this one.
Yes. This is what we need. Database is this. No, I think the database might be changed, but admin and password we can use, right? So maybe go to.
But shall we just check? Just
yes.
Make check.
Can you check that?
Yeah.
Go to query editor. Yeah, login.
Maybe some other and
you can just copy.
Log in.
Use the password, like the password that you have, right? DURU.
This one. Okay.
Right. Remove this one. This is here. Yes. Okay. Is
Yeah,
not currently
because
available.
do you remember we made a new database and we deleted the old one, but if if this one is the one deleted, then it should be it should not be here, right?
Yes, yes. So this is not the one deleted, but I think there should be some. Yeah, just click on OK and go to SQL Server. Maybe we will have to re-authenticate this. So yeah, just search for SQL Server.
Yes, and then you have this one.
These are all the databases, right? I need the server, SQL Server.
SQL Server.
Yes, you can also just click on the name maybe. Yeah. So this one, yes. Click on this. Go to networking. Go to networking. So you have allowed. Okay, I think it's the same address, so we don't need to authenticate it. Go to SQL databases. This is online, yeah. Okay, and so query editor, yeah. Try it again.
Let's just check if this password is another password.
Right.
Yes, another password. Yeah, I think that's the problem because I don't. Maybe we did not update this one when we. No, it's the same.
It's the same. Yes. Just click on OK again. Okay, now it has, yeah. So earlier go to tables.
Okay. Tables. Yeah.
Yes, here. Okay, so we have all these tables, right? So this is the one that we will need there. So you have the ID and password. All you need is the server name. Okay, so what you can do is go back to
server.
Yes, server or the database. Any which way, yeah. Click on OK. Yeah, mouse in serve. Go into it.
We'll just copy this one, yeah.
Yes.
I will copy the name or
no. We need the whole path, right? So go to the SQL database. Go to the SQL databases.
Yes.
And select the one that you have.
This one.
Yes. And you will see server name right on the right hand side.
This one or here server name.
Yes. Copy. So you have this copy option here. Copy it and paste it in your notepad. Sorry.
Where's the notebook? Is it here? No. Here.
Yes. Notebook. Yeah. So where it says database host.
Database name here?
No. This is the server name. So it's the database host. Yeah.
There. This one.
Yes, this one.
So.
You need to remove the brackets as well.
Yeah. So like this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And database name would be like the database that you have, right? So if you go back, you will find the database name.
Just remove things that I don't use.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. So go to the Azure portal.
Yes. So the database name.
Database name is this Mohsin base, right?
Base.
Yes. Yes. This is the database name. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need brackets in any of these, right? We just need the double quotes. Okay. Yes. Table name. Pick any one of the tables that we saw, right, in the editor. So go back to query editor. Yeah. Log in again. Tables.
What's going on? Maybe this one.
Sales LT dot product, maybe.
Yeah. Product.
No, sales LT dot product or customer. Yeah, anyone. You can pick anyone. No issues. Yeah. So if you pick customer, right, we won't be able to analyze a lot in that. I think with product we will have a lot more good information.
Okay.
Right. So right click, say select top 100. Select top 1000. Yeah. Now copy after from, like in the select statement, you have select top star from. Yeah. Copy the whole.
From select or from the whole?
From sales LT.
Sales LT product.
Yes. Just copy this part. Yeah.
But is this SQL or this is Python?
This is SQL.
Okay. And what we're using here, yeah, that's
Python. Yeah. This is SQL. That's Python. The different languages. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the same with the table naming.
Right. Table
Okay.
naming will be same. Now give it
Right.
the username and password that you have.
So that's also
That's in your notepad.
Notepad.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
this
have
one.
saved it, right? Like you were using.
Yeah, of course. Username. Username.
Login. Yeah, server
user,
admin login.
okay.
Yeah, this is the username.
The password. Just double check. Yeah, proxy 95. Okay.
Okay. Now, what you need to do
Run?
is, run all.
Run cell, right?
Yeah, you
Or
can
run
do run cell or run all. Yeah, both of them will work. Like run cell will only run this cell. Just say
This cell,
start,
yeah.
attach and run. Yeah. So it will take some time because see your cluster was
Off.
stopped, right? Because you were not
Yeah.
using it. So starting a cluster takes some time, like a minute maybe, right? And
Yeah,
once
that's
it gets
fine, yeah.
started, then you can keep using it continuously. So just allow for this notifications, because like this will sometimes what happens is that you would start doing something else till the time cluster is starting. So Azure will notify you, okay, the cluster has started and you can use a separate driver, MariaDB a different driver. So yeah, it can be any. If you're working on Python, you will be using PySpark. So it's very similar to some, like SQL Spark is as similar as normal SQL. PySpark is very similar to a library in Python called Pandas, right? So they are very similar. They do very similar things, right? So basically, PySpark is something built upon Pandas, right? So it will be able to connect to these data sources, and then you can do a lot more transformations, right? So maybe I will quickly ask ChatGPT, like what kind of transformations we can do. So yeah, so the cluster has started, and see, it's saying waiting to run, right? So it has scheduled, and it's so this is run, right? So what's the first cell, what it has done is it has stored all this information, right, in variables. Okay, so the way Python works is that you have these variables, right, like database host, database port. So now all of them have these values, right, which will be used in the next cell, right? That is where we will know that our connection is made or not. Okay, so just run cell, and let's see if it's able to connect. Okay, great, it has connected. See, it has given us the table below, right? So just expand on this.
Expand like here?
Like, yes, here, right. So it has brought in all the table. Yeah, a data frame, yes.
I heard that many times, but I don't know.
Okay, so data frame is just another is Python's terminology of a table. Okay, so yeah, it's the same thing, a table in SQL or a data frame in Python. So if even in Pandas, it's called data frame, in PySpark also. So anywhere that it refers to a table, that's a data frame. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So, okay, now, but this Python code, we're telling the Python, we're just telling like, this is the drive, this is the database, blah 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 blah. Okay, where are we actually giving the command? Is here we're giving the command?
Yes.
Load?
Yes. This is the command to connect. So we have not yet loaded anything, right? Yeah, we have loaded a table. So at the last, you see like line 8, it says .load. So the table is now loaded in Databricks, right, in this notebook. So now what we can do is we can basically so maybe you can open ChatGPT. I will give you a question that you can ask. The reason I'm doing this is because
I'm going to use this myself.
Right. See, no, the reason is that it's very fast to learn these things through ChatGPT, right? And it makes no sense now after something like this that you need to manually search for everything and try and figure it out. So
Yeah.
just pick it up from my chat.
Wait, your chat. Okay. Yeah, please tell me what I'm going to do.
I can do on a product table. Yeah, there is a spelling mistake.
No problem. It understands.
It understands, right? Now what you will do is, because it does it just has this information, right? So it will tell you that you can filter on a column, right? Or you can select specific columns. You can add a new column, and like based on an existing column, for example, you can drop some columns. You can sort data, rename it, and do all sorts of. You can do these aggregations, right?
Aggregations is like calculations, right?
Yes, calculations, and some like it's summing up data. It's calculating averages, right? Now what you would do is, because this is more of a generic answer, right? What you can easily do is go back to your notebook, the Databricks, right? Databricks notebook, yes. So you already know what your table name is, right? And all the columns. So you can simply copy this information and paste it in ChatGPT, and it will give you this one. Yes. Can you also copy remote table, like from the start where it says remote? Yeah, from here. Can you do that? Yeah, great. So this will give it exactly what we need. Yes.
Then I just
just paste it here. And enter. I hope it understands. Given the schema, yeah, you'll see.
Okay, but the thing is, like, okay, this is like very cool, very cool. Like you can do this, but before it demands on it comes on the business need. For example, you have to have a reason for filtering, and you have to have a business reason for adding a new column or dropping.
Right.
Yeah. So what's like the reasons that for example, I can understand aggregation people. Someone can maybe ask you like what's the standard cost or list price, blah blah blah. But product, when do you when do you, for example, need to add a new column or dropping a column or like, how do you know which kind of filters you need to do, right?
Yeah. Okay. So for example, like if I give you an example of why do you add a column. Okay. So like in case you have a date, right? But you want to.
In case you have what?
Like you have a date column. That's like generic in almost every table, right? You would have a date of like when that product was added or something, right? And you want to also calculate or you also want to display your product information by week, right? So in that case, you will have to add a week column.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. So there can be similar things. For example, here you have the product price, right? The list price is there, and you also know what's the profit. Like you have the cost price as well as like what you are selling at, but you want to calculate what's my profit in that.
Yeah.
Right. The profit.
And maybe you will sort it. You will sort it on what's highest profit.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Right. You want to also, for example, it's not about adding, but for example, you also want to know what are your top selling products, right? So you would basically do a top 10 filter on your best selling products based on their revenue or like how much they are selling. So this can be an example of filtering data. Also, you might not need certain columns because they are not part of your analysis and they will only increase the data size. So you would simply remove them. So these are all part of data sanitization, right? Because you don't want anything which is not needed in your data. It can be through filtering or through removing columns, right? So also you can aggregate your data as much as you can, because tools like Power BI or Tableau or Excel as well, right? So they can only handle certain number of rows and columns. So it's always advisable that you do all your aggregations or all your data cleaning at the Databricks side. So that even if like, because you see Mohammed, the way these companies work is like their data is always very messy, right? The sample database that you have downloaded, it would be like the cleanest thing that you have seen, right? But the actual situation is very messy, right? I have worked in this industry for 14 years now, and I know how these companies work, right? They will just keep dumping in information without even thinking whether there is any use of it or not, right? And later on, when it goes through everything, it becomes a mess, right? So it's very important to understand these basic concepts of ETL, right? And because this will be for something as simple as replacing values, right? It looks very simple, right? You are just replacing a value, but that is used very often while doing these data engineering projects, because you will have all these situations where say there are manual entries in a form, right, which is connected to your database. They will enter all kind of gibberish, right? Like the state name Alabama will be spelled 4 different ways, right? So you will have to make sure that it confirms to, because the reason is when you start joining tables, right, it simply won't work, right? Because because the computer like they will only be able to join on the exact same value, right? And anything just like having an extra space or anything like this, users don't basically, or someone who is entering data does not really care, or they don't understand that how this can impact the whole analysis or the whole project. So that is something
even
that
they don't care about that. It's not their problem.
Exactly, it's not their problem. So like someone from on our side will have to handle that, right? We have to handle these messy situations. So let's start. Okay, so one by one what we will do is we will try these commands, and before doing that, right, no, before doing that we also would look at how our data looks like. So before doing that, go back to the notebook. Okay, create a new column, create a new cell, and just so see, if you go up, you would see our data frame is loaded in a variable called remote_table. Okay,
where is that?
So line 1 in CMD2, line 1, line 1,
remote
table, right? This, so I usually use df is like standard data, like a data frame short, right? Because writing remote table everywhere, like it becomes a little difficult. So what you can do is you can store remote tables value in a variable called df. Okay.
Okay, so you said df actually.
Right. And so just say remote table. Remote table.
A remote table? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so it has given you the just select this.
Yeah.
Yes. Press enter. Now say df dot head.
Dot what? Head?
Head. HEAD.
Like that? Like that?
No. Yes. Okay. I think this is a pandas command, maybe. Yeah. Head means the top 5 rows actually. So top 5 rows.
What kind of Python are we using? PySpark? Pandas?
No. We are using PySpark, right? I thought that this would also work in PySpark, but I'm just trying to figure out if this is the same code, right? So top 5 rows, df.head, and in brackets, give it brackets.
Like this one, brackets. No.
Yes, without the space. Remove the space. And no, not this one, the one that you were using before. Yes, give it 5. Value 5. Yeah, yes. And just run this cell. Okay, so it's running this command. Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, it has given it in a different format, maybe. No, so can you expand on this data frame, like df? Yeah, just okay. So it has given the column names. So it's date time, right? Okay, if you go back to the SQL, like the Azure side, where it's like the database, the SQL database on portal. Yeah, so this is the way it should look like, right? Product ID, name, product number, color, standard cost. Okay. Right. It says that df.head is the command, but more readable format. Okay, so this is not in a very readable format. So yeah, okay, PySpark, like the command is the same, but like if you would do this in pandas, it will give you a simple list, this the way you see in SQL, in SQL, right? But if you need to do it in PySpark, you need to use the command I have given you in chat.
In what chat?
In Teams chat, you see I have given a
okay.
Right.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
A row in the top 5 rows, right? or,
Yes.
or the whole one?
The whole thing.
whole
Yeah,
thing?
the whole thing, right.
That's a long script.
Yeah. Now remove the line 2.
Yeah.
Remove the line 2, yes. And paste it here. Now run it again. It's still the same format. Okay. Can you open this? Okay, this will only give the Spark information. It's giving me this information. See, size 58, right? Product ID 680. No, this only gives the job information. So no, not needed. You see, it's just that the format is more technical. But anyways, we can start
It's
with.
not readable.
It's
not readable.
It's readable. Like I can read the first row, which says product ID 680, name HL road frame, product number is this. Yeah, but after that it becomes a little gibberish, right?
Do you actually mean you can read this?
No, we don't need to read this anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we can do is I will find out how to like do this maybe after my call. We can start with the other transformations, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
go to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Copy maybe the first part, right? DF filter.
This one?
Yeah, this one.
Okay. Then we do the same like you said.
Yes.
Do we need to like DF? We have to do that every time?
Just paste it. We don't need that. Yeah. Just paste the whole thing, right? It's actually using remote table. Yeah. It remembers that, right? So it's using the correct data frame. Okay. Now expand on this and see what it has done. Okay. So see. So it has given you the commands. Okay, go back to ChatGPT.
Okay.
Just ask it a question. How can I see the results from all the above codes, right?
Alaikum salam. What do you want? Results from these are like this.
Yeah.
These
from the above.
Yeah.
From above Python.
Codes.
Yeah, above codes. The show method. Okay,
show.
It uses show. So you just need to have this as the second line.
Okay. So actually like that.
Yeah.
Then we just
instead of this maybe we can do show.
In a second
Yeah,
step?
not here. See, not here. See, you are using the command in CMD4, right? df underscore filter. So you can create a second line here. Yeah, enter, press enter. Yes, paste it here. Now run it again.